Using a 2004 article written by Michael Sandel regarding genetic enhancements, Francis M. Camp described Sandel's arguments and the impermissibility behind these modifications. Through the eyes of Michael Sandel, genetic enhancements and all other modifications are not permissible. Sandel argues that the proposed enhancements are desired for the mastery of the human race. He makes his case for allowing illness-related treatments and being against all forms of enhancements. A clear equilibrium is established between transforming and accepting love while relating it to the fragile relationship a parent and child can have from a genetic improvement. Being able to modify, master, and further segment socioeconomic groups are the reasons Sandel is advocating to steer clear from enhancements and the unevidenced genetic modifications proposed. Sandel has an issue with all types of enhancements, specifically the desire for the mastery of birth that enhancement expresses. There are at least two types of enhancements. The first type is modifying ourselves above the norm so that more people are equal to others that are naturally above the norm. These improvements come with unexperienced traits that have not occurred to humans, such as living until you are 200 years old. Enhancements can occur through drug administration, intensive training, or done by a person to another person before they are born. Sandel argues that even enhancements that are deemed safe and available to all social classes and economic groups still should be disapproved. With enhancements, there comes repercussions that range from being minute to something serious and socially altering. Parents that choose to genetically modify or enhance their children put at risk the future relationship that they have with them. Love, more importantly parental love, is not stemmed and should not be stemmed from talent and attributes a child happens to have. The excessive pressure to transform yourself and your child in the shallow-valued, competitive, meritocratic society is condemned by Sandel. He argues that these modifications take away the gift and appreciation people have behind their life and the life of others. Although it is important to note that he does not condemn moderate training for a long-term, worthwhile transformation. Throughout his argument, there is a need for a clear divide, moral distinction between treatment and enhancements. Sandel validates treating illnesses by genetic modification, drugs, or training since nature is not violated. It is argued that nature instead is honored and allows children to flourish. The child's natural capacities are not overridden, rather their natural gifts are maintained. It is important to ask yourself if you are interfering with nature and the gifts nature has given someone when we enhance rather than cure. With that comes a fine line between accepting and transforming love. Transformative love is helping natural gifts be fulfilled by framing and molding, in other words, training. Others argue that transformative love should also include adding new gifts. The sophisticated approach for balancing is not interested in perfection, but rather mastery as a mean to obtaining sufficient goods. Another repercussion from allowing genetic enhancements is the effect on human solidarity due to the presence or absence of characteristics in ourselves and others, meaning lacking perfection would no longer be in our control. Perfection would no longer occur at the chance of luck and something humans could no longer control. You would be able to modify the next generation with traits you deem as desirable. People in society would blame one another for not improving certain traits in themselves and others. Being able to alter traits would mean that you are not in control of your own destiny and further your own success. Sharing traits with the less successful would occur more due to other factors influencing your position in society. The more characteristics are a matter of chance rather than choice, the more reason we must share our fate with others. The responsibility behind having or lacking desirable characteristics is contingent on the claim we have against others for help. People argue that if we have not chosen to have traits and have them from luck or through the choice of others, the cost to have them should be shared. And if we choose the traits by act or allow them to be changed, the cost of having the trait should not be shared. With the ability of genetic enhancements open to society, there comes unappreciation in the form of diminishing marginal utility over a period of time. The benefit received from an improvement in a condition decreases the better off the person becomes with time. Therefore, it is argued that good comes out of helping people that are worse off than helping people that are already better off. There is also a prioritarianism viewpoint of obtaining greater moral value, even if there is a smaller benefit produced, to show that goods of enhancement are not as important as goods of treatment. There is a connection between enhancement and the twin issues of having the responsibility and distributive justice. Sandel continues to argue that people are not products that should be designed. This involves ex ante and ex post enhancements. Ex ante enhancements occurs through genetic alteration, while ex post enhancements occur when altering a fetus or early infant. With this comes a psychological pressure on a child and the fear of social rejection. Sandel makes clear lines in his arguments when discussing genetic enhancements and treating illnesses. His well-established points are contingent on allowing genetic enhancements to occur and the long-term effects that they may have on society and individuals. The morality behind allowing this practice and the social pressures that may start to encompass society is thought-provoking. The mastery behind genetic enhancements and the mystery of birth are not permissible in the eyes of Michael Sandel.